Let's talk about Stussy as an important surfboard shaper. This kind of hit me by surprise, but once I started collecting surfboards, I realized some of Sean Stussy's surfboards were the most collectible. Yeah, pretty weird. I thought it was just clothing or like some brand of lifestyle stickers. Like in the 80s, to be honest, not everybody had the clothing. It was like really cool, but it was harder to find. Like it wasn't mass produced at that point in time, so you would have to go to like more of a upscale shop or something to find it. You weren't just going to find it in the grocery store or something. And that's probably why it was successful. So let's go further into it. He shaped his first board when he was 13 years old out of his sister's longboard. He was kind of recognized and mentored by Chuck Dent, who was a very famous surfboard shaper, one of the best in his day. Other people have told me that Bob Ole, who also still shapes and has been shaping for like a million years now, out of Seal Beach. I don't know if he's still in Seal Beach, but yeah, I read in a Craigslist ad of a Bob Ole board that said he was an early mentor of Sean Stussy as well. Also, everybody says that he was a part of the Brotherhood, the Russell brand. And it gets hard to see like if somebody works for a brand when their signature is like this big and then the big thing says Russell on the front, you know. I have a Russell Al Dev, and Al Dev is a famous shaper too. But it still says Russell really big a couple times on the top. So you never really get familiar with who's shaping these surfboards. Like my neighbor Bruce, he ghost shaped for a lot of different brands. They're called ghost shapers if your name's not even on the board. I have a lot of boards like that where the name's not even on the board. But if you look at some of the Russell boards, you could probably find a signature on there, and those are going to be probably already collected by somebody, but you'll come up with one eventually if you just carefully check them to say that show me the signature or send me a picture. Russell, I would say that would be the brand to try to find one of his boards. His own brand didn't really produce boards for very long in the 80s, and those are the more collectible ones. Like he shapes right now in Santa Barbara, but those ones not going to be quite as collectible at this point in time because we want the early 80s ones. They were really funky designs. He put all of his hot colors and crazy designs, all these little graffiti accents and stuff. It's pretty cool, and all his shaping credentials from all the different shapers I named off. Like he was pretty much taught to shape by the best, and then he had like the funkiest style. So if you could find any of those Stussy boards, they're gonna go up in value. I mean, they're already going up in value, but it's hard to find them in the right condition. A lot of his boards were painted though, or resin tinted, so it's better to get one of those boards that hasn't turned all yellow and brown color. But even those, people are still paying money for it because it has his little signature on the bottom and the way that the Stussy logo is. He signed all his boards like that. So check it out. Most of his 80s boards are the most collectible.